Well, what's up, everybody? It's
Hey!
episode fucking 8. We have
Yes.
8 of these. Like, holy shit! Like, I don't know. It's I don't know.
Hey, dude, the clicker's going, man. We're just
And
gonna
check
be
it out.
going
You know, I know
bop,
that
bop.
I know the show's gonna be mega because I'm wearing the Simcoe Pin the Gas shirt. So I mean, there's that, right?
Yes.
So I
Yes,
could
sorry.
see, just a heads up, like it seems like our special guest is kind of flaking out on us.
Yeah, I know.
And I could see him in the comments here, and I saw he was pretty quick this weekend. So Gabe De Silva, if you want to be on this, dude, let us know and I'll send you the fucking link, bro.
I'm sending it right now.
Oh, you're sending in the link now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so cool. Maybe Gabe De Silva will be our guy.
Yeah, maybe.
But you know, really quick, I want to point out that we do have a Boxo toolbox behind me, and when you sign up for a TrackDaz event, every TrackDaz event you sign up for, you could actually win this thing. You know, you could win this thing by a drawing entry. So the more TrackDaz you enter, the more drawing entries you get for this thing, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the season. What do you think about that?
Let's go.
Dude, did I not tell you that Righty'd be like, I'd be down?
Hey, listen, for all those who have not seen that box in person, it is awesome. They have all the tools that you need for a Kawasaki, Yamaha, and what else? We got 30 up to 32 millimeter socket.
We got all sorts of these in there.
Yeah, the big, I think that's a 24 millimeter.
This is a 27, actually.
27, yeah, there you go. So all us Triumph fans are big fans of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, I guess there's commercials on this shit too. So
right.
Hey, thanks guys, pointing out that the fact that the show is monetized. Appreciate that.
Hey, listen, we're trying to make it fun for everybody. We enjoy racing. We love racing. We love talking about racing, and we really enjoy all the commenters starting early on. It was so awesome to see the chat going. Really appreciate y'all. Appreciate the support.
Kirk the wine dude is like,
oh, I love my man.
He's saying, he's asking if TrackDaz is coming to the East Coast. No, dude. TrackDaz can't even fucking get out of like East LA County.
He's got to fly into Coda and borrow and have his bikes sent in, like Mr. Bougie Rider.
Oh, he's like that. He's like that kind of dude. You know what, man? I'll be straight up, dude. There's a fan of the show that invited me to some shit up by Detroit. What's it called? Grattan or something? Groton. Yeah, dude. I think I'm gonna go check that out.
Oh man, listen, my buddy John Hawkins. Shout out. He has the lap record, I think, still on a R6. Yeah, on Pirelli's. Woo-woo!
Yeah,
Pirelli Nation.
Yeah, Pirelli Nation. All that. Right. You got to do that, dude. I remember you talked about it. Yes, I think I'm gonna do it. I've been hitting that guy up, and we've been talking about, dude. It's like a private day. There's like 15 people for 2 days.
You got to.
Like, come on.
And
they're like, take your pick of which bike, and it's like a fleet of motorbikes.
Well, I will give you this. If you're able to make it out to the East Coast on 9/23 Monday, you can come and ride for
9/23.
Yeah, September 23rd.
Dude, I'm going to be pedaling from San Francisco to LA that week.
Well, you can pedal to the East Coast and come ride my track day for free. Come on.
Well, I'm gonna.
We'll work on next year.
800 miles in 8 days, dude. Come on.
Well, you can do it. You can make 3,600 miles.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, dude, you know, epic weekend of racing. I got some quotes here.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go through the quotes because my man Dustin's got all the digis. He's got all the digis.
Oh, shut your mouth. Okay. First off, I asked Bryce Prince like how his weekend went, and he's like, it was good. But he said, honestly, it's just me. I was a little rusty, and the last Superbike race was good. I caught Posh. And he says, we will be there next race. And he said, Hayden Gillen's hauling ass, though.
Oh, yeah. Dude dropped
fucking story of the weekend.
24/7 in freaking stock 1000.
Right.
Unreal.
Right. Yeah.
And
and then I talked to Jared Fixler from Motorsport Exotica. He's the guy that's running with Andrew Lee.
Yeah.
By the way, all the BPR guys went pretty quick, right? Bryce obviously was the shine, but dude, his teammates did pretty well too.
Yeah, they did.
Got Dion Campbell and Wyatt Ferris. You know, they were all like in that mix, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Fixler is with Andrew Lee, and he's like, first off, his comment was meh.
Yeah.
And then he said, dude, it was a tough weekend. You know, qualified P6 with a flyer, but they're fighting setup throughout the weekend. Not what they hoped for, but they wrangled together, and they're going to be ready for Brainerd. So, you know, whatever that means. And then the last one, I got to throw this out there. Chatted back and forth with Brandon Posh. About an hour ago, he posted up something like, if he watched last night's episode of Superbike Genius, he's like, dude, it was not me that was flipping track day boots off. So I don't know. Maybe it was one of his teammates. He gave me a list of names that were there. I have my pick of who it was, but I mean, who cares?
Track day shenanigans, man.
Dude. It's all about the. But I, asked him how his weekend went, and he said that they're struggling to get up to speed. He says they haven't quite got the bike set up yet. They've been trying a bunch of different things to get the thing moving forward. He says they'll figure it out. It's just going to take a couple of rounds because they didn't really get any testing this winter, and they're all still pretty green.
Yeah,
dude, I don't know. I blame that team for that. Oh, look at that! Holy shit! We got another private. Okay, so yeah, like we have a.
This is how we do it.
Gabe DeSilva. This is how we do it.
Hey guys.
Should we see who our special guest was supposed to be, or we're gonna leave it? We're gonna.
No, we should do it. Our man Stefano Mesa was supposed to be on tonight.
Yeah.
We can't get a hold of
him.
Dude,
Mighty Mouse fucking flaked on us, dude.
Oh, he's in Utah, ripping around Miller.
Dude.
Utah Motorsports Campus. And
So we broke glass in case of emergency, and we got
our man in the chat. Listen, Gabriel's in the chat. No, Gabriel's in the chat. Hey, listen, you're there.
You're going good on that thing, dude.
Man,
thanks.
What's that about?
I mean, the bike's pretty good. Jeff had it pretty dialed in, and then we haven't had a lot of testing on it, which has been kind of unfortunate. That's what's I think put us a little bit further back than what we liked. But honestly, last year the bike we were on was not very good. So this year has been like a big upgrade to just be on a bike that actually works, and I think we finally kind of showed what we can do. And we were pretty close there in qualifying, like 0.1, but as the weekends and we got into the 24s, which was awesome. Yeah. But as the weekends went, I don't think we made the right steps and stuff that we could have made just because lack of testing. We didn't really have everything dialed in the way we wanted to, or at least I wanted to. Yeah. And just a little bit of things that now looking back into the weekend, I'm like, dude, I wish we would have done this, which I think for the next round will be a lot closer. And like now I got the confidence of like, hey, that's what I knew what we could do, but
dude, you're right there.
Yeah, until like you finally do it, it's really like it's like, can you not? So that was really cool to like get that result in and then see like, hey, we got a good shot at this, and now we know what to work on, which was great. All I could see really was, the last sector we were the quickest all weekend. The first sector, most of the time we were the quickest. So it was just the places where what I saw that we were missing, we could improve on, and that's kind of where it was a little bit more in the middle of the track. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for how the season's going to go. I think we're going to make a pretty big step to Brainerd, and I think we'll fight for some wins this year for sure.
You doing any more club racing in between here in Brainerd?
I don't know. I don't think so because I don't know if it's cameras. All right. Because Jones is going to be taking our bikes to the races, so we won't really have it to go to do any club races or anything like that. So I don't think I'll be doing any club races until maybe the end of the year.
How was it getting to scrap up close with number 69 over there? Or actually number 1 now, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He raced me pretty clean this race, so that was good. I feel like I have some pretty good strong suits on the brakes. I feel like I'm pretty strong. Just unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of grip right now to be able to fight him as much as I would like. But we're working on that and a little bit more bike stability, which I think we'll have for sure. Last year he raced me really hard whenever we were together, which most of the time was off camera. So it was good to see this year. It was clean, it was good. He had good pace, and we didn't really do a whole bunch together, so it was fun. It was pretty fun.
Right on.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing you up at the pointy end, man. And I know I'm good friends with Jeff, so I know that he has a lot of faith in you, which is why I wanted to get you this ride. And it just proves he knows what he sees, and you've put it into action, and you're out there and you're doing it. And just time is coming, my man. Time is coming. You're gonna be.
I forget, Gabe. What bike were you riding last year?
I was on a ZX10 last year.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, yeah, and like what a lot of people don't know is there was a lot of stuff behind the scenes that was going on. But like we got to the first round, I hadn't been on a bike for like a year and a half. It was my first time on the ZX10, and we were still building it throughout the weekend. Like the first practice, I went out with stock forks, even, and we still
stock forks, no cartridges.
Yep. Like we were honestly, because we got everything together like a week and a half before, so we had to buy the bike, buy the parts, get everything shipped there, do it. We didn't have time to build the suspension there. Like the person who's gonna help us had to do other things, so then we couldn't do it. And K-Tech only had time to do it like after the first session, so it was crazy.
Dude, that sounds like a country song, man.
Man, it was really insane. So that's why like we couldn't do that well, and whenever we had that's why we also were like very inconsistent.
Dude, it's called stock 1000, not Prodi 1000. 1000 production, bro. Like, off the showroom, change the tires and go out on track, dude. Like that's
literally was that. I work at a dealership, so we got the bike there, put it on the took it to my mechanic. He just kind of like it was a stock engine until like, really we didn't do the engine work until Coda. So we were on a stock engine until then. We didn't get to do any testing or anything before. It was just slap everything on, go to the track.
Slap everything on and go.
Yeah, and we get everything on. We were like, you can see the pictures we were putting on the vinyl stickers every session. So like one side done, the other session we had both sides done.
Man,
that's hilarious, dude. And you know what, man? I'll tell you what, that is like, everybody that's watching, dude, like this guy is running up front in the stock 1000 and nationals, and listen to him, dude. He's running a stalker and he's out there battling, right? So like, if you're thinking about giving it a shot and you think you got some, do what this guy did, right? What do you think?
Yeah,
no, am I nuts?
And we even, after we got everything on the bike and got onto the race, in the race I had the third fastest lap time of the race. What sucked was I hadn't been on a bike for a year and a half, and I didn't think racing was going to go anywhere for me, so I was just kind of on the couch and not fit. So after 4 laps I was dead. I went from doing low 26, which last year that was the pace there, to doing like 29s, 30s. It was but
like,
just coming on a training
was it overall fitness, or did you have like the arm pump stuff? Or
arm pump, overall fitness. Just like I said, I got everything down like a week and a half before, and before that I was just working and not doing much. So I hadn't been on a bike really in a long time, so it was had a week to just start training, doing everything during the year, just getting back in shape. So it was a little fun.
Dude, you're impressive, man. That was fun to watch. Personally, I was stoked to see a couple Yamahas get up there, right? But dude, like it was an impressive ride. I was like, holy shit, dude.
It was very impressive, man.
It was cool.
I was really stoked to see you up there, man. It was awesome. Yeah. And to see the Hondas up front, man, that's
well, dude. There's like 80 of them now.
I know,
like a fucking paddock full of Hondas. Like
all that money, dude.
Went from one Honda with the weird Jeff. Honda guy to like everybody, right?
Well, Jeff was rocking the Honda for a little bit, and then it was like,
I think Jeff was the first one on it for a few years, or a couple of years, a few years, I think.
Well, the first one that's fast. I was talking about Peter Pan. Okay, also known as Trevor Watson.
I gotta give him props for giving me this hat. So thank you.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, he gave you that hat.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Peter Pan's all about the Honda stuff. So.
But I gotta say, like I ridden the Yamaha and the Cowie and now the Honda, and I really like the Honda, the way it sits, the way it suits you. I mean, all bikes have like their thing, besides the Cowie at the moment. But the Honda was really good. It turns really good. There's good power. It's very smooth. It fits me like the way I sit on the bike, the way I like to ride. The tank on the Cowie was just too big. Like your arm's always stuck there.
Tell me, yeah, all that shit sounds like bullshit. But tell me about the contingency.
Well, I mean, well, to be honest,
like this is this show, dude. Like you don't gotta sell your sponsor shit here, bro.
Yeah, no, but
let's be real. It's the money, right?
No, like the bike is great, for sure. But the other thing is the contingency is what made it possible to go racing this year.
Yeah.
So,
see,
I mean, you know how racing is.
Dude.
Make money from it. So,
right.
The contingency is the only thing that made it possible for us to keep racing and make it.
And Honda's paying like crazy money, right?
Yeah, they are.
Dude, I talked to Trevor and I asked him how much Hayden Gillen brought home just in Honda contingency this past weekend. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Especially
it's
with
like,
the Superbike.
What did he say? Like 37 grand?
Yeah,
dude. Like Honda's writing big checks. It's nice.
They are, which is good. I mean, it's good for the sport. It's good for everybody. So that's I mean, it's attracting new people in. We got Richard Kerr, who came from from BSB, and I met him over there. He was pitted next to us. A nice guy, and I mean, he's fast. So I think he got 4th on Sunday, so which is good. So it's cool that it's also attracting more people in. We got Ashton Yates back on the bike, which I'm sure
he had Honda before too. If you
he was on the bike too before. So it's cool to see like it's getting more people back into the class. And I mean, this year. The class was pretty stacked. Like we have a lot of fast.
It's Ben Smith said it was stackter.
Yeah,
and, Richard Stamboli.
You're gonna keep that going.
You gotta keep stackter going, dude.
Dude, it was stackter. I mean, I think it's been one of the most stacked years stock 1000 probably we've ever had. I mean, we have a lot of past guys there, past champions, a few past.
I mean, look, Andrew Lee finished where?
Yeah, I mean, like him, Bryce was back there. Yeah, Ben is going pretty good.
Dude,
obviously,
Bryce. When was the last time Bryce raced the national?
I think he
Laguna last year.
Laguna
last year, right?
Races, right?
Yeah, but when was the last time he like went across the country and raced the national? It's been a few years. Right.
Yes, that's what's been pretty cool about this year. Was at first I was like, well, who's gonna race stock 1000, right? And then all of a sudden you got a lot of fast guys there just jumping in. And I was like, cool, this is gonna be like you're gonna have a pretty cool class.
It's like hitter after hitter after hitter, man. Like and it's not just your class, it's Superbike, it's Super Sport.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Super Sport is really stacked.
Like MotoAmerica is full of murderers basically now. It's awesome.
Yeah, my buddy Chuck Ivey, he didn't make the cut for the very first time in a long time in Super Sport. Yeah, because there were so many people.
Dude,
I didn't know that. I know Chuck for a while because I got when I was 15, I started racing club racing. I got to race him a little bit, but that's crazy. Super Sport put down some fast laps. I don't know where that it was like a second faster from last year or something, right?
Yeah.
Actually, we did the math on it.
Dustin went and did the
did a little research analysis, and like I'm that guy. I'm not going to remember it because, I'm not
squiggly lines of lap times.
Yeah. Squiggly lines yesterday and lap times today. But yeah, Chunky Buns says stock 1000 is no longer a snooze fest.
No,
that's what BTR is for. Yes, that's this show, everybody. Yeah. You know what, man? Like, I'll say this, dude. Michaela Moore is badass. Like, I don't know why she's still in that class. I think she's her skill set is way beyond that particular class. Number one. Number two, I don't know. Comment below if you think that class is even appropriate for the national platform. Shouldn't that be like a traveling thing that goes up to the club races,
or like Arma,
or like sidecars, right?
Which is an Arma.
Oh, is it? Yeah, like the club racers, I can remember that we would have rounds where, the sidecar guys would show up, or like one round back in the day, we had US GPRU show up.
Yeah.
And at a club race. And I think that's totally fine. But like, I don't know if the national platform is appropriate for BTRs. I don't know.
Yeah, well, BTR.
Call me a dick or
Royal
whatever.
Royal Enfield put some money up to get there. So
100%. Just saying.
It's for the money.
Ooh, Chunky Bun says there's a comment that she can't see. Someone's got her blocked. Bastards.
Oh,
really? Does somebody block Chunky Buns here on YouTube?
Wow.
What?
What's this
Wow.
TDJU crap going on?
Oh, well, there's some of those TDJU people in the comments for sure.
Yeah,
Joel says, like, why isn't Michaela in the women's R7 world thing instead of in you know?
Well, Mallory.
I mean,
Dobbs,
come on, Dobbs. Mal Dobbs is cool. I mean, come on, calm down, Joel. Right?
Chris, the show Simcoe. Look what his shirt he's Dustin's wearing his shirt, bud.
Yeah, dude. Chris is here, so now it's Mega, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Ryan from Cyprus.
Dude, that video was funny.
Oh yeah,
dude. Have you seen the latest one?
No, I gotta see it. I saw
glasses and crap.
Up, but I have to go in and watch it. I saw the first one.
Yeah.
And I honestly, dude, I think Mal Dobbs over there is gonna hurt some feelings. Maybe. I'm rooting for her to kick ass over there. I mean, she went pretty quick on a 600. She was like top 20 in 600, right? So that's pretty quick.
Yeah, she was.
That's faster than a lot of dudes.
Test already, and I think she went pretty good too, right?
I think she was fifth. She was fifth.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I see Ty Bankford in the comments. He was out there racing with you guys last weekend too. And I think he finished like in top 20-ish, I think, maybe, or just outside the top 20. I don't know. He was getting there.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the Superbike races?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get to. I didn't see him on TV, but I saw him over there in person.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. I will say at the moment I didn't know that Jake was struggling with the arm pump, so it was really surprising to see him falling back on Sunday. I was really shocked with it at the moment, and then
dude, everybody was.
Yeah, that was like, that doesn't make sense. But you could see even during the practice or qualifying, I was like, I'm not sure what Attack's working on, because I thought they were maybe working on race pace or something's going on, because they weren't quite there at the front end like they normally are. So I was a little surprised with that. And then with the race, I was like, something must be happening. But Campy, pretty cool seeing him get the win. That was really nice.
Yeah. When you're, we asked this all the racers that join us. When you're watching the races, it's Superbike. Let's just say it's Superbike. When you're watching the races, what are you watching? Like, what are you looking for?
It depends. I mean, I'll go to like a section that I'm struggling in and try to see what they're doing there different, where I could be faster. Like, there are some, like, for example, the curbing in museum, the extra curbing, you see who's using the new extra curbing that we got last year, because last year you saw not everybody was using it. Now some people are using it. So like things like that, I'll try to see. It's like, what are people doing that's working for them? Obviously, it's a little bit harder to do with Superbike because their bikes are just different. It allows the riders to do different things. So it kind of depends. Depends on the track, the weekend, if some people are doing something new, and just honestly, I also like watching the racing just to see how the racing is going. It's always pretty cool. At the end of the day, I'm still a pretty big fan of all of it, so I'm watching everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you see Cam's line coming over the tunnel? How wide he went over the curbing? He went all
it, right.
Yeah, no. When he came over the top, he was way over to the left, like he was leaned over.
And I think he's been doing that since Stock 1000. I remember seeing that back in Stock 1000. He's always been like pretty good about using that curbing.
No, Cam Bobier on the Beamer.
Oh, Bobier.
He was fully leaned over, going onto the curbing, and I was like, whoa, because he was way out there. I thought he was going to eat it because it's on the other side of the tunnel.
Yeah, that's
right before you G out and go back up. He's just, I was blown away. I was like, oh man, I was waiting for him to tuck it. But
he must have some pretty good grip on that thing to be like that.
Gabe, are you getting coached by any of those coaches that are in the paddock?
I guess now just Jeff, really, with his experience of like things that I could work on and try. But yeah, really just that. I mean, Jeff's been helping me out a lot with like setup and training, and then at the track of like things that we can try to work on, since he's got a lot of experience, and especially at these tracks, he's always got a few tips here and there that helps me out. So
yeah, now he's not racing you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was racing for a long time, right?
He was.
I can remember that guy. I want to say it was like 2003 or something. And he was like showing up to the nationals in a van and stuff. Like that dude was badass.
And kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah,
So
totally.
He's a cool dude, and they know a lot. He knows a lot. I mean, back when I was on the 600 still at Barber, I would go to him and ask him a few things. He'd always give me a few tips here and there that always help. When I raced him once there on the 1000, he was like, "No, I'm not telling you anything."
Yeah, not today.
Yep,
not today,
That's
Junior.
awesome, man. That's awesome.
And then now this year is cool. That like it's really cool to see that how they've helped me out. Really, I mean, I didn't have a ride going into this year, so definitely owe them a lot. Very thankful for the opportunity they've given me.
Yeah,
that's so fun, man. So Superbike. I mean, there's a lot of storylines that we're shaping up for this weekend, right? So obviously, you mentioned it, the arm pump thing, and you have arm pump yourself. You want to describe like what it feels like when you're getting the arm pump?
Dude, it's horrible. I got it again this weekend. For me, it always seems to at the beginning of the year, I always get it quite bad, and then it seems to kind of die out. But basically, it's like you lose strength, so you can't. It's almost hard to hold the throttle wide open because you're losing strength, so you can't always twist it. You can't move. You really feel it in the transitions when you're holding on and moving the bike from, especially the fast chicanes that we have at Barber, because we have a lot of those left rights that you really got to pull. So it really causes you to lose strength, and you almost can't hold on to the bike right, and you're trying to like compensate with other things. So it's just the biggest thing I think is the strength that you lose, and you obviously lose feeling, and it hurts. It does hurt a bit. But it's not like I mean, with the adrenaline and everything, you deal with the pain just fine. But the biggest thing really is the strength. And
have you had the surgery for it yet?
No, I've heard a lot of things when it comes to that. And like I said, it goes away. The more I ride, the less I feel it.
Okay.
But since I don't really get to do a whole lot of riding now, in the beginning of the year, I feel it a lot, and then as it goes on, like probably by Brainerd or a little bit after, I probably won't have any more arm pump. And it depends on how you have your bike set up. Like some people will have their ergonomics in a bad way, and if you try to ride it that way, it won't help you. And
do you think? How about this? Do you think the arm pump surgery, like, years from now, we're all gonna look back and we're gonna basically say everybody that's getting that done or the surgery that was happening was retarded? Like that was a mistake. There's something new that's better.
I think there's a possibility. Like I think people also learned that. For example, we made a change ergonomically on the bike from Saturday to Sunday. That was, for me, I was like, whoa. Like, why did we not do this a lot earlier? It loosened up my arms. I felt like I could turn the bike better. Just with an ergonomic change, it felt like a bigger change in suspension. And it lost a lot of tension from my arm, and I could actually move around the bike. So I think once people start figuring that stuff out a little bit more, and just, I'm sure there'll be new types of training, maybe procedures or things that you can do that doesn't have to be a surgery. I know some people have had it and they've never had arm pump again. And I know some people that have had it that have had to do it again. Like, I guess Jake.
Dude, Jake's had so many surgeries. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. And
he had 2 last season. Like last year he had 2.
Doctors have said just because of the scarring, it'll just get worse. So that's one of the reasons I haven't done it or anything, is because I know it goes away from me, and I don't want it to have something that just maybe might keep getting worse for me.
Well, I think we're going to keep talking about it. I know Jake's doing some kind of procedure pretty soon, probably before the next race. And I guess if whatever that procedure works, I bet we're going to be talking about it more. And, maybe other people might want to do that as well instead of what he's been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of comments on that too. Like Ride to Death. He's the Track Day Junkie Unleashed guy. What did you change in the ergos to make the arm pump stuff better?
Believe it or not, it pegs and dropping the handlebars a bit. I think I was kind of riding the way Jeff had the bike before.
Okay.
So like I said, we haven't had a lot of testing or time to really do anything. So this weekend was a weekend where I think we found a lot of like, hey, this works. We could do these changes. Yeah. And one of that was I come off the bike a bit more. So my pegs were, were a bit lower for me, so I
Yeah.
never had a lot of grip. So you could see on like Friday and Saturday, I'm going into corners and the stuff is my feet are coming off and stuff like that. So with it a little bit higher, I actually had better grip on the tank with my legs, and then I didn't have to use my arms as much to hold on, and then just lowering it just because I'm more comfortable like that. So and I ride a little bit more out.
Okay.
So having my handlebars and everything in a little better position kind of releases a lot of tension from my arm and things like that. So things like that's what helps me. For some riders, it might be the opposite. So it depends.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody's different.
Yeah, Jeff likes his elbows out because I've seen some old pics at his house with him dragging elbows in the
we've actually seen some pictures of us, and we've had some good like identical pictures of how we look with the track and everything.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing is I probably take my butt out a little bit more now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it changes for me in the lower body position.
Yeah. I've noticed that sometimes the body position changes a little bit over the years, just because, the bikes are always changing, and then you got to kind of adjust your body to get the bike to work right. Because, when it comes to the 1000s, I always see like Jake, for instance, is a huge where he just gets the butt to flick up just enough to get the drive grip down, and then he just rides it out. And you always see just a little bit of whoop.
The Jake hip flick.
Yeah, the Jake. I was talking to Ben about that. I'm like, dude, watch these videos and do that.
It's. I mean, it's really impressive to see how fast he gets that bike upright and just on the throttle fully. Like I remember seeing it back in 21 at the Ridge on the last round, right-handed before you get to the tight left, and it was just crazy. He has the bike here, and then all of a sudden it's upright and ready to go. It's really insane seeing how he could get that upright and just on the throttle that fast.
Wow. I did notice that Peter Pan joined the chat. So there we go.
Already commented. He's late. You're late.
Right on. So did you watch the 600? Super Sport?
Super Sport? Yeah. It's kind of, I'm still used to calling it 600. I still call it 600.
It's still 600. We don't care. We don't care.
Right.
I mean, the 600 won, so basically.
Yeah, that is right.
I mean, the storyline there, right? I mean,
that was cool. It was cool to see that. It's cool to see the R6 still being competitive. I mean, I rode one, so I have a lot of experience with that, and I really like the bike. I haven't got to ride any of the other bikes that these guys are riding, so I don't know how it all compares. It seems like they also have some different strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
Like on Sunday, you could see Blake. I probably had really good pace on those two guys for a while, but PJ, I got to ride. I've ridden with him a few times, and he's really good out of a corner, just getting the bike upright and getting on the gas. He's similar to how Jake is with that. And then the Ducati, I'm sure, has a little bit extra torque, so you can always gap him enough to where you get on the brakes, and you just won't. You have to catch up a lot, and then a little bit extra, and then he'll run his own corner speed. So it's interesting to see how the different bikes affects the racing too with these guys. And I'm sure as we go to different tracks, we'll see different things. So I think that's a pretty cool thing to see. But the racing's been pretty good. Look at the
impression of that guy, though. Like Sculpey is just
he was
that dude's
blowing people
crazy,
down,
dude. And he's like flicking that thing around like it was.
It's a toy. The guy's a giant on that thing,
dude. After you,
he looked like he was playing a video game. Honestly,
and you go to a 600, it feels like a toy. I mean, after I ride my 1000, anytime I get on a 600, it's like it really does feel like a toy. Like you could do anything you want with it.
Right.
So especially him, who's been on like he would. It seemed like the Superbike was a toy for him before. So imagine this thing.
Yeah.
And I think he really wants it this year to be like,
oh yeah,
I deserve the Superbike, or I deserve to be on a Superbike next year.
Dude, you heard the way he was talking on the podium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I belong here. I'm proving to be like a championship, whatever. I'm like, dude, that guy's growing some fucking balls, and he's,
yeah.
And
but the thing is, he's got a race against a couple other murderers too. So
yeah, I mean, you have to get to the front quick on that bike, because once the Ducati gets up there and you're having to sit there, the Ducati's not really fast through the corner, but it gets off the corner really well. So if you can't get around it, you can't catch up to it, and the R6 has to carry all that corner speed. You watched him; he ran super tight lines everywhere, like really tight lines.
Yeah. Especially
in that back section on the decreasing radius corner, he was almost pretty much knee in the grass all the way around, and you're just watching.
Could it be? Do you think that the lines that Scholz is taking is because the bike he's on is allowing him to, it handles differently than those other bikes. Maybe, as Richard says, the stupid single-sided swing arm may not work as good for that kind of track. Maybe.
I think there could be a chance. I mean, the Yamaha's always been pretty good at handling, especially R6. And then I don't think the V2, I haven't ridden one. I can't tell you for sure. And I don't know what the people that have ridden them compare them, but I don't think the V2 probably handles as good as the Yamaha. So it makes his time in a different spot. So I'm sure that's where you'll see a bit of that where PJ, he has to ride it probably more like a 1000 or Superbike, which I think is what it kind of seems like from at least from watching it. He seems like he's riding more like a big bike. He gets it upright, spinning the rear, he gets it, upright as soon so he could get on the gas. And that's where you see the difference where the other guys on the R6 are having to carry more corner speed and keep it up because they probably can't get to that speed as quick as they can. And I'm not sure really how it's working, but I believe the V2 has all its power until a certain RPM too. So it probably does really good until that, and it just dies off. So that seems like it's probably the right way of doing it, because if you're trying to carry all that corner speed and stay high on the revs, you probably won't. The bike probably won't have all its time or power, so it probably makes more sense also to ride it like that, and then it being that it probably won't handle as well if they run that same lines as Scholz or anybody on a 600, even a Suzuki might do.
Yeah, what did you think about Tyler Scott, man? That crash was gnarly.
Dude, I cut to commercial. It's still crashing on TV right now.
Dude, that's
holy smokes.
What happened from like the first 2 rounds he's had? I think he's destroyed a bike each round so far, right?
Dude.
I don't know what's happening there. That something, I don't know if the what's happening that's not working out, but I think they probably need to make a change because
everybody knows that team's a privateer team, right? I mean, those guys, they put a lot of resources and effort into their program, right? But dude, everybody knows that nobody can afford to just ride off motorcycles endlessly. So hopefully they sort that out,
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting them to be really strong this year and probably walk away. It's just, I think, 3rd year in the season. They have a really good bike. They have a lot of data. I mean, they were in a good spot. So,
but the talent level's also gone up too.
Yeah, now you have a lot.
He's having to push way harder.
It's stacked than it's been.
Stacked, just like every other class. It's been I'm
gonna make a T-shirt that says it's stacked.
Yeah, with Ben's face on it.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
I gotta work.
Yeah, Trevor Watson said that Tyler Scott's bike looked like a dolphin at SeaWorld with all those flips. Jesus Christ, dude. That's so rough.
Yeah.
That's so rough.
Oh, man.
And then, dude, how about Maxi Gerardo, dude?
Yeah, that was...
who the fuck was that guy? I was like, dude, I never even heard of that guy.
I know him for a little bit now because he races down here in the South.
Pan Am.
Sometimes.
Pan Am guy.
And then also just he raced in Brazil for a little bit, and then the people that we know kind of all know each other, so... and he's raced here a few times with Mesa on the ZX10, and they've had some good battles. So he's fast, and you go pretty good, but I definitely wasn't expecting. And I think before that time attack that they had or whatever, he wasn't quite up to pace with those guys. So I don't know where it came from or what happened, but very good on him to do that. And I think it was like 3/10 faster than everybody else or something.
Yeah,
it was insane. I don't know where that came from, but
he was in the 25s.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane for a 600.
That's really insane.
I'll tell you what, man. The top pro guys were top team of the weekend.
Oh my God, dude! Like everybody. Did you see what's this guy? The kid that was the Junior Cup champ. What's his name?
Avery.
Dude, Avery was murdering in the wet, dude, on the Twins Cup bike.
I saw a clip.
Oh my God!
4 guys in 2 corners. It was crazy.
Yeah, when they went out and did that test session or whatever before the race. Dude, he was out there just straight murdering. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, straight off a Junior Cup bike. And he rode Junior Cup all weekend, too. He had to kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good in the class. It's been good to see another Florida guy.
I know, all you Pan Am guys, man.
I mean, I got to say, Bryce Prince, SoCal guy, on the box.
Yeah. Bryce was going pretty fast. I mean, at first, I knew I knew Hayden had it, so I thought, but I knew what we can do, so I thought, okay, Hayden's gonna be the competition. But then after the first few practices, I was like, dude, Bryce is on it too. I mean, he's going pretty fast. I didn't know what to expect from everybody, so
yeah,
he was on it. He was going pretty good too.
Yeah, Ben was P3 or
race
P4.
2.
Yeah, P3
race
in
2.
race 2, but he
race
was
1. Ben didn't finish the race.
Yeah, he had a little helping hand from Bryce.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's the thing. It's like full contact racing is back, right? Seems like it. Am I crazy? What does it look like from your end, dude? Like, you got the best seat in the house, so like.
Some people do like to. Well, definitely, I've noticed a lot more racing here now in the national stuff. These guys will race you a lot harder because I think everybody wants it that much, and everybody's going so fast, so it's hard to really get by people sometimes. So these guys seem like they'll do a little nudge there and all that. I don't really like to. I can race aggressive, but I like to keep everything with a little distance, especially around those areas and the straightaways. You know, it's all I raced the little bikes for a while, the 390s. So everybody's always bumping elbows, doing all that. But
yeah,
these bigger bikes is definitely a little more scary to be fighting with all these guys like that. You're going a lot faster and everything's a lot quicker and it hurts more.
I hear that. Yeah. I mean, the racing gets pretty competitive, and you know, everybody has their own take on things, and sometimes people are a little more offended when it happens to them.
Not offended. Stop it.
Yeah,
just bummed that you got
the armchair track day guys are always the ones that really are like, it was such a close pass or whatever. But it's like, come on, dude. You know,
I mean, you see it in MotoGP; those guys are touching each other every single race now. Like there is no more passing without contact.
Yeah,
those guys are touching each other every single race.
Well, is it really a pass when you're not in front?
I mean, if you're making the pass, then you're going to the front, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, dude, like, look, it's gonna happen. I mean, the more competitive the more competitive you lunatics get. Fighting for the 1 inch, you know, 2 or 3 guys fighting for the same inch is bound to happen.
Yeah.
That's, you know, that's the reality. And I'm seeing some more comments on stuff, but I'm like, I'm over that. I'm over that topic.
I do have to do a shout out to Ella Dreyer for race 2 in the Junior Cup.
Dude.
She was catching those dudes. Dude. Oh my gosh!
I went over to her after the race to congratulate her. That was really good. And I mean, she was putting it to Avery for there a few laps. Like they were bad. I was like, dude, look at that. I mean,
they went into the last corner together. I was like, whoa, what are you guys doing,
dude? Yeah,
dude, it was scary. I was like, dude, you guys are siblings. Don't think each other out. I was like, she wants to win, and I mean, Avery's last year's champion too. So putting aside you guys being siblings, like she obviously beat last year's champ and was up there. I think she had the fastest lap of the race too. So that was impressive. That's cool to see.
Yeah.
We'll see how they go. Does Junior Cup race MotoAmerica?
Yeah, I think so because they're one of the. I think they're one of the.
I don't even watch.
I think it's all of them.
But I did watch that because I was, you know, it's just like, okay,
well,
I guess I'm watching.
Logan Cunnison came out, man. He came out battling.
Yeah.
I was pretty stoked for Ryan Snooks and the RTR guys, man. They were all about it. But that kid needs to work on his interview action because
they all need to. I mean, somebody mentioned it earlier. I mean, I didn't see this. I saw him being kind of a puss as usual in the wet on the first day. But you know, I guess Chunky Buns was talking. Is it Chunky Buns saying it? Somebody was saying it. You scroll up in the comments real quick because they were saying, oh yeah, it was Chunky Buns. How about Rocco's? If I had another lap, I'd have had you in the press conference. Is that?
Oh, did he pull up Paul Walker?
I don't know.
Almost had you, bro.
I don't know what his deal is in the wet though.
He just doesn't like it, man. He loves grip. I think he loves grip and loves being able to slide the bike.
He used to be good in the wet, man. Like back in the day in Junior Cup and stuff. Like he was ripping, but I don't know.
I don't know. Like I can't speak for him, but I remember our race in 2021 at Barber when it was raining. The first race, I have my theory with the wet and the way I like to do it, but the first race I was behind him, and he was going good until he had a high side and crashed. And then I don't know if that was something or not, but I do know that for sure after that period he hadn't done so good in the rain. So
right,
I don't know if that had anything to do with it or before, but at that particular race he was going pretty decent in the wet and then after that I haven't seen it. Obviously I think he's getting a lot better now, and the rain's it's a good equalizer, and it's tough to get it right sometimes. So
that was the race you won, right?
Race 2 I won.
Yeah, I remember that.
1, we had a good restart. I felt like we could do
that
well.
Was 2021, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was like, hey, who's this Gabe De Silva guy in the lead?
Dude, it was a cool race. I mean, we had some bad luck stuff happen during that weekend, so it was kind of nice that it rained to just even everything out.
In that race, I don't know. I don't know why I remember this, but even a local guy from CVMA was I don't know if he ended up finishing, but was it Alejandro Thermiotis?
Yeah.
He was running up front too. I was like, holy shit.
My boy from Charleston, Nick Patnod, he was up in the 4th. He was catching Ben Smith, and he was gonna pass Ben.
He was gonna, and
then he crashed.
I saw that too. Yeah, he was pretty good there in the rain.
Yeah, he was running great. It's just because he doesn't. Everybody's like equalized on their braking now, and it's the same. It's probably the same braking marker for being in the dry than it is the wet. So he's just going the same pace.
I mean, somebody's saying that that's the race that SDK high-sided himself to the moon trying to pass Gabe.
Yeah, that was and race 1, CJ LaRoche we had kind of gone, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna relax. It's a rain race. We only have 6 laps. We'll be okay. And the first lap, he high-sided right in front of me, and I had to avoid him go off track.
Oh, shit.
I had pace to win. I fell back to like 16th, and in 5 laps, I made my way back up to 4th.
Yeah.
But when that happened and he crashed right in front of me in race 2, I was like, dude, I don't want this to be a repeat, because I stopped on my board, and like 5 laps before.
Did you make him come trim your trees for free after that?
Lockoff was right behind me with 5 laps to go, so I stopped seeing the board after that. I didn't know that in 5 laps we got a 30-second gap to everybody.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden when he crashed, I was like, dude, no. And, and then I went ahead and I was like, all right, cool. And as soon as I went to pass the check flag, I started kind of celebrating. I was like, dude, I still got to race. I got to finish the line. I had no idea we had like in those last laps just kind of went away. And I was afraid because it started raining more. I was afraid we were going to get a red flag. And I was like, I'll just follow. And then I was like, ooh, we might get a red flag. So let me get ahead. And then I just went. I think we pushed the pace more. And even though I was going slower, but it was a fun race. It was definitely cool. We can kind of a throwback to our battles back in the day.
We were all there was a lot of people cheering for you, man. Because I raced Pan Am for a little while, and I know you're from the paddock, and good buddies with my homie Matt Pataka. Shout out to the Honda crew, and it was awesome to see that, man. So we're always cheering for you because
thank you.
One of our local club.
We were gonna have you on the show anyway, but hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah,
watching every time I get a chance. I mean, my schedule is pretty tight because I work a full-time job. I live an hour away from work, and then I put a workout in, so it's like I don't have a lot of time. But every time I can, I try to watch you.
We appreciate it, man. We really do,
dude. Yeah, having insight from the inside. It's solid. Solid.
Oh,
yeah. So, should we go through the comments a little bit?
Yeah, we'll go through the comments.
Yeah, Sean Summers says Dr. Ting made a lot of money with arm pump surgeries.
Oh, Dr. Ting. Oh, Nikki's favorite guy, Dr. Ting out in California.
Well, dude, I know. Well, Dr. Ting is NorCal, but Dr. Brian's in SoCal.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of dude. My dad got worked on Dr. Brian like in the 90s, dude. Like I've got the Dr. Brian, carpal stuff, and I've had multiple surgeries from that guy, like the Niken thumb and all that. I mean, come on. Yeah, I'm the high side Niken guy. That's me. Yeah. Claim to fame right here. But I mean, I guess there's some dude in Spain now doing the arm pump thing.
Well, there's always was a Dr. Mir, the guy in Barcelona that does all
that's the guy. Guys. Yeah, that's the guy.
All of them.
Yeah, so I don't think that's where Jake's going, but he's going somewhere to get a procedure done. So,
not that you know anything.
Like I said, I'm not allowed to get specific. So, yeah, that's okay, dude. Like people's medical shit's their personal thing. So saying that you're having a procedure done, I mean, fuck, you could be getting Botox, right?
Got to get the Andrea Iannone look.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Tyler is Tyler Bankford and Rich Finley from Apex Assassins. They were walking around the museum and they did a selfie in front of the Nike and it was like, hey, this thing says hey. Like dicks. Awesome. Yeah.
You're like the only dude on the planet who's high-sided a
that is not true,
front
man.
bike.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is not true. Because right after the thing happened with me, a bunch of journalists in Europe did the exact same crash. And then there was like a memo. There was a memo sent out, dude. There was like no more Nikons on the track.
Man.
It was like that. So, yeah. As much as I'd like to say that I have this unique talent to do that, apparently not.
Yeah. My buddy Chris Smith from Smith Shot, he's wondering when they're gonna have a Honda 600 on the grid. Yeah. Well, when they import the badass bike from Japan, that's when they'll have it because that's the only one that's around World Superbike right now, and that's an awesome bike, and we can't get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it would be like the 750 here, right? Like
no,
no 600.
No, but you can't like really buy a 750 like that here, or I mean,
no, I
guess the Honda here would be like the Suzuki 750 there in World Supersport.
I don't think the 750s are allowed in World Supersport.
There aren't any Suzuki.
No, there are. They just won't race them.
No, there's no 750s in World Supersport or 600 Suzukis either. There's no Suzukis in World Superbike or World Supersport.
Yeah, nobody's racing them.
Nobody's racing any Suzukis anywhere now. I mean, besides here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nobody's racing Suzukis anywhere but here.
Yeah. Or even I think even in motocross they're kind of like that now. I mean, I don't know if there being a lot of them over there, but over here there's not too many, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, they got 4, if I'm not mistaken, motocross because Ken Roxon's out for a little bit, but
which he was the one repping for them for a while. He's the
Cal Chisholm and who's the other one? There's a couple of it's that because of the progressive the wicked or the
HEP or something like that.
HEP, yeah.
And by the way, leave it to Chris Simcoe to point out that there's Suzuki's at BSB still.
Of course.
And I think they're in World Endurance too, right?
Yeah. The SEERT team.
Right. I think they're doing good.
Shimura still has the right.
Yeah, so. And SEERT.
Didn't they win the Le Mans 24-hour? I think.
Yeah, that's a world. That's a World Endurance team. Yeah. Okay. Andrew Hughes says his favorite photo of the weekend was Hayden trying to pass Gabe on the outside going into 5.
Oh yeah,
dude. He has a lot more grip, and like I said, we figured out some of the things we're struggling with. So next time we'll be there. But coming up the hill, he had a lot more pace on the top of it. So I knew that, so I would try to block the inside, and he would come around the outside a little bit. So when I saw that, I was like, nah, you're not going to pass me here on the outside because that's my move. I actually pulled a move like that on Mesa on the outside there at a carpet. And he was blocking the inside. I was like, I'm going to go through the outside. And I made it stick and everything. So I was like, that's my thing. Nobody's going to do that. Here's me. So I definitely didn't want to let that happen. And I think Bryce did it to Ben there at the.
He did. It was the last lap.
Like I'm friends with both those guys too, and I'm like, I'm not picking a side. But
dude, I know. I think the lapper had something to do with it, and I think Ben just kind of went a little bit off pace, not thinking that. But Bryce sent it to the outside, and honestly, the outside pass there is a thing because of how that corner shapes. You can take that outside line a little bit and still carry some momentum as long as you have some decent grip going on. So
yeah.
And Bryce, you got to be careful with the guy on side in the inside to not like let go of the brakes or anything. So in the middle of the corner, that's always the only thing you got to be afraid of is they still have the inside, so they got to play nice too.
Yeah.
I'm seeing advice about arm pump to start eating a banana. I don't know.
Potassium. Potassium's not going to fix it.
I don't know how. I mean, potassium might help and stuff like that. I guess with cramping, but I don't know if it'll help my arm pump. And I get nauseous anyway with bananas, so I don't. That wouldn't really help me out.
And somebody was talking about. I'm looking at the comments here to find it, but somebody was talking about in Supersport how lean Matt Skoltz has gotten.
He does seem. I did notice that he looks a lot leaner.
He's clearly not taking dieting tips from Jake Lewis. Right?
He had the bagger bod going for a little while.
Oh man, I tell you, like he's Skoltz looks like he's getting trained by Brian Van, right?
Yeah.
He's got that mild athletic build.
Well, actually, no, he shouldn't be because he'd be all juiced up and like.
Oh, I know, right?
Be all big. No,
he's out. Yeah. He's definitely starving himself for sure. He's not eating peanut butter sandwiches and protein shakes like Jake.
But I mean that's what you got to do. He's a tall guy too, and obviously the R6 is probably not the fastest bike in the class. I'm not sure. I think they've actually had some good speed traps the last few rounds, but
they have
being tall and the bike probably not having the most torque, he definitely needs it. So
yeah, dude, you know who is taking dieting tips from Jake Lewis? Torin. Bro, have you seen that kid? Holy shit, he's like yoked out. He's huge. Like I remember him at Chuck Walla as a little guy, riding like a little 300 or whatever it was. But now, man, like, dude, he's not that anymore. He definitely fits in on that team for sure. And I'm gonna give Boyd credit for that.
Oh, Bruner.
Oh yeah, Boyd's the one that was like, oh yeah, dude, Jake's sharing his dieting tips with Torrent. Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, if Scott Redding was here, he'd want a weight balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you are. Of course you're for it, Ty Bankford. They don't have a Clydesdale class yet in MotoAmerica, right?
Yeah, it's called baggers.
Well, dude, even in baggers, the bikes are heavy, but the riders maybe not so much.
I mean, I'd be curious, like, because Hayden, he won. They didn't have the fastest bike out there. The fancy bike was as fast as the Harley.
I just wanted to say, shout out to at first I was not a big fan of the baggers.
Okay.
I will say lately I've kind of enjoyed watching it. They've after seeing it in person and just seeing how fast they're going, dude. To be honest, they're doing 600 times super sport.
Yeah, dude, they are. They
and
are.
They are ripping.
Yep.
They are like it's actually they're having some really good battles lately to watch. The races have been really cool. So I mean, lately I've actually kind of enjoyed watching it here and there. So it's been pretty cool to see just the evolution of the bikes, how everybody's riding it. It's pretty cool, and it's cool to see them. I think they're obviously helping bring some into the paddock, so I think that's cool. Hopefully it goes. I'm not sure what the future is with that, but it's been entertaining to watch and then see the other teams go for it here and there. It's pretty sweet.
What's your thoughts on Hooligans?
I don't feel the same way as the baggers with the Hooligans.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they had a good race there. I think race 2 was it?
Yeah.
Where they had everybody. That was pretty cool, but I don't know. The Hooligans to me seems a little bit weird.
Seems a little hokey.
I think that's the whole fucking point of that class, dude.
I mean, you see it. Everybody's in there. I guess it's cool for somebody just wanting to do a cool project and go riding it, but I don't know. Maybe I don't have the same perspective there. Just this is like my opinion from the outside. It doesn't seem as serious as maybe like the baggers or the other classes are.
Oh, there's a big effort in the baggers, but I was very curious. They allowed the Triumph Street Triple, which is a great bike, and I was curious if there was somebody that was going to be able to get on it that's like legit pointy end guy to be able to put that thing up front because
like a Debrino type of guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
He's on the KTM, right?
Yeah, he's on the KTM.
He's a KTM guy.
Which, speaking of, the KTM's coming out with a super sport bike for next year. That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, Dobrino will probably be riding it.
Dude. I mean, hey, it's cool to see that definitely the whole super sport thing has brought new manufacturers to it, which is cool.
Yeah.
I want to see how that works because I used to be a KTM rider when I was racing in Mexico and a factory rider for them there, and we were trying to like do a little something with a 690 to kind of make it put it in the super sport class and all that. But it's cool to see that KTM kind of backing up, and obviously I think they put a lot of effort into everything they do. So hopefully that's another ride, another thing into the product, which would help.
Have you ever ridden a Kramer?
I haven't, but I've heard good things.
That 890 Kramer is a weapon, and I think it's got like 135 horsepower, and it weighs like maybe 315 pounds. Like
there's a few guys out here in California that have them, and they all swear by them, and I'm like, whatever, dude. It's still a KTM.
There's
I mean, Kayla was riding one for a while here at Club Racing.
Yeah.
We would always ride to club race together and stuff like that. Obviously different classes, but she was on for a while, and they always said some good things about it. But the one she was on, I think that there might be different ones, but it seemed like kind of more of a bike for the twins class than like the super sport.
I think she had the 690 and not the 890.
Yeah, Joel is asking why the Kramer isn't allowed to race. I think the Kramer is it is allowed to race in club races, but I don't. Yes. I think it's more like a.
I think it's maybe not homologated.
It's a purpose-built race bike, isn't it? It's like it's like a GP chassis with like a KTM single crammed in there, right?
Well, that's
why they call it Kramer, because they crammed some KTM shit in there, and
they made their own frame.
Or am I crazy?
No, they made their own frame, and then they put the KTM motor in it. And KTM is using the Kramer frames for the RC8C.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's where they get that bike from, because they're like, well, these guys are already making the frames. Let's just
they're probably doing it better than we can do it. But,
and they just upcharge another 10 grand for that bike, but it's because it comes fully decked out. Like Arma has like 2 or 3 of them, and then they have a bunch of Kramers. So all these bikes are out there and sound
like if you had the means, would you pick some Twins Cup bike or the Kramer?
Oh, Kramer all day.
How about you?
I've never ridden one or anything, so I can't.
What bikes do you have in the garage right now at the house?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't really have many bikes. I just have my old race bikes, the R1 and the Cowie. But
you haven't sold them yet?
No, not yet.
Do you want to sell them? How much you want for them? Tell the audience how much you want for your bikes, dude.
I'm not selling. It's my dad's bikes and all that.
Okay.
I actually want to get some bikes to go training on, because, like you said, I don't get to do a bunch of riding. All the riding I've done this year was those 2 club races, and then now this. So,
where are you at? You're in South Florida?
Yeah.
Watch out, Mike Correa, man. He's got a ton of bikes when his kids off in the UK.
Do a lot of MotoGP stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta hook you up.
I gotta get something to go, but I gotta get something to go ride and stay on a bike more. But with work and everything, it's just tough. But I think now this year, as we get back into the schedule, I should be on it a lot more. But it'd be nice to be on a bike as much as like Hayden's on one. He's on. Yeah. He's on it like every weekend.
It's funny. Ty Bankford says Twins Cup, the most expensive 100 horsepower bikes ever made.
Yep, that's true.
I don't know. I mean,
dude, they're like super bikes too, though. Those things
they're like super bikes.
They have some crazy things on those bikes, and I mean, it's insane. I think there's a lot of money going into the Twins bike. I don't know what the
like 100 G's
budget things is.
100 G's, dude.
It seems like it's almost more than the super sports stuff.
Like I had Melissa on a couple of years ago, and she was telling me to run a proper R7 program is minimum 100 grand per rider.
100,000
G's to run the program.
That's like including tires and stuff like that, or
no, that's just the bike. I don't know if that includes the tire. I doubt it.
Well, like I was talking
tires
to
are a big bill. That $100K on a bike. I mean, that they would have to be doing
lots of engine work, lots of
expensive parts and stuff like that. Because
I talked to Emerson and on Blake's bike, and they put a lot of money into that bike.
Right.
Yeah, that's
R7, and it won 2 championships.
Well, I mean, they did a job with it, so it worked out.
Right. I mean, is it really the most expensive 100 horsepower bikes? I mean, have you seen any bike night that has a bunch of Harley baggers out there? There's a bunch of slow noise making bikes that cost a lot of money, but most of the money's in paint, right? Paint and chrome.
Yep, paint and chrome.
Right.
Well, I know we got to get Gabriel.
He's
got to shut it down for the night. But we really appreciate you coming, man. Really appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah, thanks for being our in case of emergency guy. But seriously, man, like you giving me a new guy to root for too, because you're exciting to watch, man. And so the next time you ride, it's not going to be till Brainerd, dude.
I think we're probably going to go to MotoAmerica for a Superbike Cup.
There you go.
Do a little something there. We're not going to be doing all the Superbike Cup rounds, but I think we'll do that one. So that should go well. It's going to be really cool for me just to put everything that we kind of learned back onto the bike. I think by the time we get to Brainerd, we're going to impress a lot more than we did at Barber. So
yeah,
I'm feeling good. I also getting that time back on the bike, good physical, good to like see where we're at. Got my head switched on now, so it's going to be good. I think this year is going to be really nice. Sucks about race 2 because I thought we could. I thought we had another second pretty sealed there. I felt like I had pace for that again. Just that kind of put me back in the championship a bit, but you never know. It's racing, and I think it was a God thing. You never know. Maybe if we could have kept going, something else worse could have happened. So I'm looking in the positive, and I think as we get going this year, we're just gonna get stronger. So more time on the bike, more time to get things figured out, and I'm excited. I really am.
Right on, dude.
We're pumped for you, dude. We're really pumped for you.
And Bobby, where are you riding again?
Oh man, I'm not running for a while. Not till not till.
What kind of shit is that, dude?
Arma, Pittsburgh. Dude, I got a lot going on.
Okay.
Arma at Pittsburgh, beginning of September 6th.
That's the next time you get to ride.
Yeah,
dude, where are you at?
Sucks to be you, bro.
Charleston.
God damn.
I'm like 20 minutes
from you.
Not very far. I live right next to KWS.
Dude, they're having like the cycle jam there this weekend.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I only got 3 sets.
Go there. They have an endurance.
He's only got 3 sets of tires.
Get you on the bike.
I got 3 sets of tires to use up, man. I gotta manage a budget.
Well, I'm riding.
You're riding all the time.
No, dude, I'm starting to ride more again. Like I've been this fucking bicycle guy forever, and then all of a sudden, like opportunities keep popping up. So, like, I'm gonna ride Sunday at Buttonwillow with Let's Ride. I have no idea what course direction they're riding. I don't even care.
Last year, I got to ride Buttonwillow for the first time in the test we did.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you guys ride there. That thing is bumpy. Like,
you know what? Hey, man, it's not bumpy as long as you wheelie over all the bumps.
I rode a lot in Mexico for a little bit, and you know they have some great tracks and they have some bad tracks. Buttonwillow was by far the worst track.
Oh, damn, dude!
Bumpy, dude.
You're talking about the house like that? Are you saying like I have a dumpy house, dude?
I was shot in the air because I hit a bump. What is going on,
dude? You just gotta wheelie over all the bumps, man. It's fine.
There's too many bumps to wheelie over, dude.
No, you're doing a wheelie. Like, have you ever seen Bobby? Have you ever seen the wheelie map that I came out with?
No,
like a few years ago. But it's
I'm sure somebody's broken a few shocks there. Like that thing is bad.
Wow.
No, only when you crash. But you know, but yeah.
I mean, it's a cool layout. I definitely like the layout. It's got some fun sections. We got to ride. When I was there, I got to ride with Joe Roberts, and it was fun riding around with them. But
yeah.
Dude, it's I guess it's kind of one of those tracks where you got to know it well to kind of know how to miss all those bumps, because there was a few places you have to ride offline just so you don't get thrown in the air.
Yeah, like I said, just wheelie over that shit. Also, dude, we had Caleb on the show last time,
week.
Right?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, so last week we had Caleb DeCarroll on, and I was like, hey, dude, like you should make the TrackDaz pitch shirts for us. So he started to work on them, and dude, I gotta, I'm gonna show him, and I'm gonna say what Richard's comments are too, because it's funny. So I sent the picture to Stamboli. Here it is. Let's see. All right, so this is the new. This is like the first draft that Caleb DeCarroll's working on, and I think they look pretty good. So I sent it to Richard, and I was like, "Hey, man, what do you think?" And this is his comment, dude. He says, it looks good, but the yellow on the shoulders reminds me of an old lady wearing a shawl.
Oh, okay. I can see it now. I see it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's awesome. That's awesome. So
that's funny.
Anyway, I thought that I would share that, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, well, you know what, everybody, register for your next track days. We have June 29th, 30 at Button Willow, and then July 23rd, we have 105 decibel day at Laguna Seca. That's a Tuesday after ARMA. So if you hang out after ARMA, there's a bicycle ride in Monterey area with my crew on Monday. So you're welcome to join that as well.
Hey, quick question. Have you guys been to Laguna after we had MotoAmerica there last year?
Yeah.
How's the track shaping up?
I mean, I did a track day right after Laguna last year. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It looks like cars have been kind of beating it up, and I don't know. But
there was a few new bumps there right after the repave too, though. Like turn 4, I think had some.
But the hole in 6 wasn't as bad as it was. You know, there's a few areas that were a lot better.
And another question: what's you guys pick on since we're starting, I guess, tomorrow morning for MotoGP?
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh shit.
MotoGP. What's the call for this weekend? I mean, at least just also.
Yeah. Whose show is this anyway?
I love it. I love it.
I was like, dude, we're going to the weekend tomorrow. Yeah. I'm excited to wake up to watch racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay. What's your guys' take on it?
You go first, man.
Nah, you guys.
I mean, okay, so I'm thinking it's Martin, man. It's that dude's year. So yeah. I think it's Jorge Martin.
I think
and you know what,
man?
I'm going to throw down. Joe Roberts is going to be top 3.
I think at that track he had a gap a few years ago. He was gapping the field until he crashed.
Dude, he might get it. Are we going to get Joe Roberts W?
Maybe he might win that one.
He's getting close. He's due for one, don't you think?
Yeah, it's about time. This is a few too many seconds, and he's had in a row. It's just right there. So I think it's going to be his race.
Horsepower Rodeo, he does a podcast about GP. Like, he's the GP guy. He doesn't know shit about MotoAmerica. Doesn't care. Right? So the Horsepower Rodeo guy is probably all butthurt that Espargaro announced his retirement or whatever, right? But yeah, like, I don't know. Like,
I think Alicia's gonna do it again.
Didn't he win last year?
He won last year.
Dude, he did.
So so you got Espargaro who won last year both races.
But he's been struggling all season so far.
Yeah, but he's probably gonna be pumped to try to do something there.
Captain Qualifier, his teammate. I'm gonna predict Captain Qualifier will kick ass in qualifying and finish 7th.
Oh, really? You think Mav's gonna finish 7th?
Dude, he kind of changed it.
Mav, dude, that guy's a Captain Qualifier. He's a clown.
Dude, he changed it.
Trash.
Coda, man.
Doesn't deserve a ride.
Coda, he did everything you would expect him not to do.
Right.
Fell to the back, came back, and just went for it. So
right.
It was cool to see that because that's what we expected a while ago for him to kind of be the next guy to battle Mark when Mark was at his prime. So yeah. I'm hoping to see more of that during this year because I think it'd be pretty cool to see him finally see that potential out of him. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Vinales can suck it, dude. That guy's trash.
Who?
Wow, man, you got some hatred for Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yeah.
After he left Yamaha, probably.
Dude, the way you saw it. No, it's not even that, dude. That guy was trash. That guy's been trashed since his couple of good rounds in 17.
Oh man.
You know, I mean, they clipped him because he blew up an engine on purpose. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say this. I think there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know. And I think that's the only thing that's kind of hard to tell is sometimes you really don't know what's going on there. So
yeah. I mean, look,
that's why
it's that level.
Judge that stuff because you never.
I mean, don't you think that series is so like you should be like top guy to be in that class, and I just don't think of that dude as that. Period.
He won a race. He won a few races this year. So
yeah. I mean, look, broken clock.
You gotta be a top guy.
Works twice a day, right? You know. True. I mean, you know, the guy, his record until this season, though, since 2017, has been what?
Oh, it's been awful.
Right?
Yeah, he hasn't had the best. I mean,
he's been shit. He's been shit, pretty much. Like, Captain Qualifier, and then he's like
He's definitely the test champ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that dude is he's the guy that wins practice for sure, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, Mav equals the track day champ. That's funny.
Yeah, Mav is.
Does Jack Miller finish top 5?
Jack Spiller?
I don't think so.
Dude,
Jack's a cool guy.
Okay, let's ask this. Does Jack Miller finish?
Come
on, Jack. I like that dude too.
I love that.
He's a cool guy. I like him.
Yeah.
I've hung out with him before. He's a really nice guy, but I don't know.
Horsepower Rodeo says that Maverick's going to win for sure now.
Just to piss Dustin off.
Dude, do it. Imagine.
No, I don't care. Like, I don't take this shit personal, but it's like, like, I don't know. I have my opinions about every rider, right? So it's like, okay. Hey, yeah. Horsepower Rodeo says Miller's going to finish outside the points.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing too good this year.
No, dude.
There's been word I see some reports that
he's not going to have a ride.
Well, that he might go back to the gas team, but
maybe
his body position. His body position is not allowing the bike. It's causing him to crash. He just how he rides the bike and his body position just doesn't work well. He was able to manage it with the Ducati, but
yeah. Well, now that we're running the show long.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to let you go early.
Nah,
dude.
Okay,
I told you in an hour.
Andrew Hughes says, "What's the over under on Marquez?"
Oh, okay. How much is
get Brian Van back here? Right?
How much does Chunky Buns got left?
Dude, listen,
she's got $400.
Who's going to take Chunky Buns for the bet?
Dude, I'm gonna say I like Mark too, and I think he's gonna win some races, and I think we might see.
You think he wins?
I don't want to say we'll see old Mark back, but we might see him do pretty good again. So we'll see. Last weekend I was like, dang, maybe Mark's not got it anymore, but what he did in those 2 races was pretty impressive, I think.
Are you Bobby, are you seeing the comment from Biojet from Steve Main?
What's over? Oh, nice.
Yeah, what's the over under on Marquez causing someone else to crash? Holy shit! Right?
That maybe might happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that you said that you think Marquez? I think Marquez is going to get a W at some point this season, maybe more than one. Do you think he's a threat for the title?
Yes.
You do?
Wow.
I mean,
so happens Chunky Buns has a bet she wants to throw down. I don't know. I think she's $500, dude. I think she's $500.
But I will say, I mean, he's won 5 MotoGP world titles, I think, and he's tied in second. He's tied for second or third in the championship.
Yeah.
And he's just getting up to pace. He's had a few crashes already, so I think it showed he's got a chance to be there. And if he keeps getting his game together, which I believe he is getting,
he looks like he's having more fun than he did.
He does look like he's having more fun. He looks more consistent. He looks easier to ride on the bike, compared to the last few rounds. So that
right.
I mean, I think there's a good. He crashed out of Coda when he was leading, and he's still kind of there. And he's crashed out of Jerez in the first race. So even with those crashes, he's there. And I think now him and the bike's going to be up to par with, or he's going to be more adjusted, let's say, to things with the bike and the bike to him. So I don't think we'll see as many crashes going forward, probably in the races. And I think he'll be more competitive. So I think he's got a good chance of winning the title if he keeps it together.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's so many comments coming in, man. And I keep seeing shit about Altus. And, I heard some chatter about the quote unquote stock 750s blowing up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if both their bikes blew up, I mean, I don't know if they maybe did
add fuel,
or maybe a tuning thing.
Maybe it's a fuel thing.
Did he get the
I don't know.
The gas from Richard?
No. No, we're the ones that changed the tires. Remember?
What about the DQ for the coolant? Chuck?
Yeah, the coolant. Yeah,
that was interesting. I mean, I will say that's they. I think
it's an oil fitting. Oh, buy a jet from Steve Main's a sponsor of Altus. He knows. I guess it was an oil fitting. It wasn't the motor. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's fair. That's fair.
Thanks for the update, Steve.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, because there was a lot of chatter on the internet about that. Oh, it was supposedly stock, but I mean,
especially Barber.
People thought I blew up an
yeah,
R1 motor years ago, and it was the K&N oil filter. So I was the K&N oil filter guy too.
Yeah, after Wyman.
I helped get that shit banned nationwide, bro.
Well, after Wyman?
No, before Wyman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I'm the only guy that got paid.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
breaking news.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. Let's see.
Man.
Who's winning the MotoAmerica title in what class?
Superbike? I'm assuming Superbike. Yeah.
Yeah, Superbike. Who's gonna win Superbike?
I mean, I know you're going for your attack boys.
I'm biased as fuck. It's obvious. I'm an attack guy. I want my guys to win. This season's the toughest it's been, though.
Dude, I think this year's gonna be hard. Who I think the contenders are is gonna be Bobby, Peterson, and Gagne. I think they're pretty clear to be the contenders. I think the other guys, they might do well, might get some race wins here and there, but I think overall in the season, like we've seen so far, I think if Bobby doesn't crash as much as he did last year, I think he kind of might be the more favorite, especially now with Gagne having his arm pump issue and Peterson also probably not being 100% fit, even though he did get the race win. So, yeah, I think Bobby is probably slightly the favorite at the moment.
Super Sport? Dude, I had PJ picked for the whole season, but I didn't know that Skoltz was coming. So now I'm like,
as you, I had PJ picked for the whole season.
Yeah,
but Skoltzy's been on it, so it's gonna be between those guys. I don't know. Skoltz is going really strong right now. So if he keeps that up, he's probably the favorite. But so far, each of those guys have had a double.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
how about in your class?
I want to say myself, but we'll see.
Yeah. We want Gabriel to win.
I mean, dude, it's hard to bet against Hayden Gillum in that class. Dude. Working boots over there, dude. That guy is he's a murderer in that class. So
he's definitely the favorite, I think, for sure. I mean, he's done it last year. It's his like 4th year in the class already. So like, he's the old guy. I mean, he's got the experience. I'm the youngest in the class by like almost 3 years.
Really?
And I think Lampkin's next one up, and he's like almost 3 years older than me. So Hayden has got the experience. He's got a great bike underneath him. They got a lot of testing done. They got the backing, so he's the favorite. But I think there'll be a few people there that will do some good results and might put some excitement to it.
Prince coming.
Yeah,
right.
Ben Smith too. Ben
Smith's coming.
He's only 23.
Gabe De Silva's coming.
Yeah, we'll go to some different tracks, and I think we'll have some cool results going on. So, well, I'm excited to see how that's going to go too. We'll see.
All right, man.
Well, us in the championship there with the second race, but that might hurt us. But it's a race, and you never know what happens too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, Gabe, dude, I wish you the best of luck, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you
Really
for
appreciate it
again. I love that he steered the show too. That's awesome, man.
No.
That's
what we want
on it, dude.
That's what we want. We like our guests to talk about racing and the passion to come out because it's not an interview. This isn't an interview show. This is just race and talk. We just want to talk racing.
Talking shit about motorbikes. It's awesome.
I love talking racing. It's all I watch all the races, and I'm for sure a big fan. Just as a fan, and then obviously as a racer, it's even more. And it's gonna be a cool season, I think, for everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right on, man. Well, dude, thank you for coming again, and thanks everybody for commenting.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks to the other podcast dudes jumping in too. You know.
Yeah, we love it.
And the gas. And I know that Horsepower Rodeo's got a bunch of weird shirts too that he's got going. You know, hit those guys up, follow them too, like and subscribe and all that shit. And Bobby, you get the last words.
Man, old man's gonna get it this weekend.
I
think Alicia's gonna do it. But I appreciate everybody. Thank you, and have a great one.
Right
Thank
on.
you guys. Later.
Yeah, man.